This is Mr. Propahhh. You're watching Generation Iron Fitness Network. My parents are Haitian, so I grew up in a Haitian family, and we came to the U.S. I was 12, 13, and I used to be a soccer player, and I used to run track. I started bodybuilding at 17 because it was introduced to me from a friend, and my father actually still trained. He's in great shape. I never wanted to be a bodybuilder. I never competed on my 20s because I had a lot going on. I don't think it was the right time. But now, since I just started competing, last year with the NPC, and things are flowing so well, I think everything was meant to be this way. I think everything happens for a reason. And other friends used to tell me that I had a great physique to be a bodybuilder. But I never wanted to because of how I had so much going on, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just training to relieve stress, because I had stopped doing a lot of sports. It was the only remedy that I had was bodybuilding. It was the only way that I can relieve a lot of stress, was just going to the gym and training. And I was approached in Vegas, I think it was 2014, by a guy that owns a different organization, and he wanted me to compete. So he actually set up a show for me in Connecticut, at the Foxwoods. It's the Musclemania show. So I won that show, and I flew to Florida 6 months after that and competed against other guys like Cholsungs and stuff like that. And that was my very second show. It was my first pro show with them, and I ended up winning that show too. The biggest critique I had was just my posing. There's always something people are gonna point. They're gonna say, all right, he's not a good poser. But they just don't know, it was like my second show on the NPC, and I haven't been doing bodybuilding that long. I don't have the experience on stage. So I thought I did great until I go back and look at, like a guy like Kai Green, all these guys, the transitioning among posing, it's just beautiful. The art and the aesthetic of the whole package that these guys are bringing in, that's exactly what bodybuilding is supposed to be about. It's artistry, the posing, the presentation, the size and the symmetry. It's a well-balanced something that's a lot more pleasing to look at. Not that other bodybuilding, like the Open is not, Phil Heath, Cedric McMillan, they're all great. These guys are phenomenal, Kai Green. But I just think that, I don't want to be that big, but I think the aesthetic of Classic, I just love the beauty. I just love the way it looks. Right now, I have so much going on, man. I just really want to get these two shows out of the way. I don't know if I'm going to stay Classic or move on to the Open next year. It's just so much. Only in 6 weeks I'll be able to have a great answer what I really want to do. My life right now, man, it's all over the place. I feel like there's so much going on at once. It's especially work takes a lot of my time. That's the reason why bodybuilding was always a side. Can I deliver my full potential into the sport? It was so hard because of work. I could never really put 100% like everybody else that dedicate their life into the sport. I dedicated my life to my job first, then bodybuilding, because people make mistakes that way. They quit school, work part-time to focus on bodybuilding, and the financial system and everything is around them is just collapse. But once you get an injury, you're done. There's nothing you can do, you don't have nothing saved. But I just do the opposite, So with balancing everything, I wake up 6:30 sometime. It's so hard to get up in the morning, but to do my cardio. But my day normally starts around 8:45 or 9 o'clock, and I'm done working around 7:30, 8 o'clock, sometimes 9. You know, and then from there I go to the gym. I'll do a body part, whether it's back, legs, or whatever. And if I have to do a 15-minute interval, I'll do it. But that's towards the end of the prep. But right now I'm just doing morning cardio. And I crash around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning and get up again around that time. I'm just gonna be honest. There's no one in this world, man, that can't be beaten. Nobody. You know, everybody has a weakness. You know, I never doubt in my mind that I'm gonna go on stage and get beat by anybody. It can sound arrogant and overconfident, but you know, you're putting all the effort, you're doing the fundamentals. You get up every day, you know, you go to the gym, you spend a lot of money, you know, you're putting your effort to your training. And it's not that you're gonna come up short. Sometimes when you fail, it tells you that you gotta work harder. But my mind, I have such a strong mind, I envision, I can see that I'm gonna win something. You know, but can I beat Breon? Absolutely. You know? So I think anybody can be beaten. You know, he has some weaknesses. You know, I do too, but I'll be prepared for that. But I'm not competing against anybody. You know, I think I even told my coach that many times. I'm very confident, you know. I believe, you know, if you create anything in your mind, you know, you're going to achieve it no matter what. You know, nothing can stop you. But as far as competition against anybody, I don't think I have any competition against anyone. But I actually am more of a supporter than you know, I just want this division to grow together, you know. I'm not here to speculate and just throw anything negative, you know, towards anybody in the gym, you know, trying to compete. You know, competition sometimes can lead to something negative.
Now tell us a little bit about your name, right? I mean, that name, Mr. Propahhh, how did you get it?
I was at work, you know, on a Friday, and I got an email, actually not an email, I got a Facebook request from Louis Marco. So Louis told me that there was a guy named Aaron that needed to speak to me. And when we spoke that day, and Louis says, you know what, you need to restart your Instagram. I didn't have any social media platform at the time, so he says, you know, with the way everything flows in your physique, it's proper, you know, so your name should be Propahhh, Mr. Propahhh. So I liked it, and I just keep it as is, you know. I said, you know what, I'm not gonna change it, so I'm just gonna keep it that way.